Hey, hey, good morning, Selma community. Welcome to Talk Soup Roundtable. And this is our once a month opportunity to just have a deep conversation, get a little bit more intimate than we do with our regular Talk Soup. And of course, I'm Dr. Avis Williams, the proud superintendent for Selma City Schools, and Team Selma welcomes you. And of course, I have with me Courtney Washington, our community engagement specialist. Good morning, Courtney.
Good morning, Doc, and good morning, Team Selma. So happy to be here with you guys again today. Welcome to Talk Soup Roundtable.
Yay. So today we're talking about starting the year out healthy. And as you can see, we've got some amazing guests who bring perspectives to us about that. And we're going to allow them each to introduce themselves. But as they're doing that, when they tell us who they are, what they do, and so forth, I want you all to also just drop a little bit of knowledge for us on just one habit that you would recommend from your perspective. And this can be personally or based on what you do professionally. One thing that you recommend for anyone who wants to really start the year out healthy. So let's start with Dr. O. Introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about what we can do to be healthy. One recommendation.
Hi, I'm Dr. O. That's the short version of my weird name, but they call me Dr. O. It's Sumi Oyeshiku. I am a family medicine doctor at the Rural Health Medical Center in Selma. And one thing that I do and I recommend is hydration. You can never go wrong drinking water. And when you get admitted into the hospital, the first thing they do, they give you fluids. So aim to drink at least 32 to 64 ounces of water every day. And that could be in form of juice, coffee, water enhancers. The goal is to keep your body hydrated because a lot of disease processes are just staved off just by hydration.
Just by staying hydrated. Oh, that's a great tip. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for joining us. Let's shift to Dr. Smiley. How are you?
I am doing good, Doc.
Good.
Well, I would say one tip that I would recommend to staying healthy would be to start small and be consistent with your New Year goals. So that would be my tip.
Yeah, that's really good advice because regardless of what it is you're trying to do, just one bite at a time, right?
Right.
What do you say? You can't eat an elephant in one bite or something like that. Just small chunks. That's great advice. Miss Evans, how are you this morning?
I am doing good. Wonderful, wonderful. I am Kenyatta Evans. I am the mental health coordinator for the district. And one habit that I have is every morning that I wake up with a daily affirmation. So they can set the mood for the day. That's I think getting yourself in that positive headspace before you head off to work.
Yeah. So before you even encounter anybody, just get yourself right. Self-affirmations, positive affirmations. I love it. I love it. Austin, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Austin with the YMCA, and I think my healthy habit, for me, I started back working out this year. As an ex-athlete, I took some time off because I was tired of working out, but I realized my joints were hurting, my energy was low, so I said, let's get back to it and kind of piggybacking off of Dr. Smiley. Just start small. Your exercise could be just walking, it could be jogging, it could be doing an ab circuit, whatever that may be, but start small and stay consistent with it.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, guys. Those are all great tips. I'm taking mental notes myself.
I was writing some things down. Yeah, me too. And I also wanted to say, this is Roundtable. I wanted to drop my tip though too, but I'm like Nike, just do it. So this year I've been pondering the entire either way, I've been wanting to buy an equipment to work out, and I have been putting it off. And so this year I said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. And I bought it. So I bought the treadmill, but I'm starting off slowly, Dr. Smiley, building my way back up, Austin, because I'm just like you. So that's my tip. Just go ahead and do whatever you've been pondering to get your year off. Go ahead and do it. Don't be afraid.
I love it. I love it. Well, since you dropped the tip, I'll add one to that as well. I would say find something that you enjoy. Because I think to Austin's point, when you've been working out forever, it does get old. And if it's something that you enjoy, it helps in terms of the longevity and the consistency of doing that particular thing. I'm a runner and I love running and I hate running.
I ran track for 8 years. I understand that statement.
Yeah, yeah, and a runner gets that. You know, a runner. Because I have a T-shirt that says "I hate running" while I'm out running 6 miles. Right. Just find something that you enjoy doing, and it'll be a lot easier to, make yourself do it if that's a thing where you sometimes don't feel like doing it. So. Yeah. What else? What else, Courtney? This is a great conversation. We've got so much to learn and to take in, especially as we look at starting out for a brand new year.
Definitely. And so, so my next question is for both Dr. Smiley and Ms. Evans. So share with us some tips and some resources for us to stay connected with ourselves for self-care mentally.
You want to go first, Doc?
You go first.
Okay. Well, I always think you have to learn to think of yourself as your own best friend. So as your own best friend, you need to be there to encourage yourself, push yourself. Another thing that I like to do and think of is mindful eating. I have to get better on it. So when I'm eating, I have to, I take in the taste, the texture, all of that, the calorie intake as well, and so forth. Another thing is I try to plan stuff to look forward to so that I can have it, throughout the day, so that I can, that'll be my guilty pleasure on Saturday when I'm free from work. This is what I'm striving to meet and be there for.
That's so good. And I appreciate you framing it that way, because we're all a work in progress when it comes to this, and it's never easy all the time. There are some days where it might be easier than others and less temptation than other days. But I appreciate the way you framed that, because we just have to make sure that we get up and keep trying each and every day. I love it.
Dr. Smiley?
I guess I could just add, in terms of being positive from a mental health perspective. One of my favorite habits is to engage in journal writing. I'm real big on writing things down because it helps me to process where I am. And we mentioned the daily affirmations when we wake up every morning. I think that kind of can help, even if we don't have time to jot things down first thing in the morning, just make a mental note of how we're feeling when we wake up. What kind of things that we're probably worrying about, and then I'm big also on self-compassion, because a lot of times when we make mistakes, we beat ourselves up about it. And throughout the day, that can pretty much hinder us from staying in that positive mindset.
Yes.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
That's so true, because we are our own worst enemy sometimes. Nobody's perfect and we're going to make mistakes, but we have to be willing to forgive ourselves. And I love that term, self-compassion. That really, I feel that, you know what I mean? That's something that I think people don't really think intentionally about.
What stood out for me was that mindful eating. What immediately went to me was brushing. I'm always brushing. I know it sounds like enjoy your food, but what I immediately thought about is always multitasking, and I'm trying to do something fast, so I'm not enjoying what I'm doing. I'm not thinking about it, and then I don't feel fulfilled. So that really stood out to me. That said, Courtney, slow down, enjoy your meal, take a time for you. And that's a release, a mental release. So I like
Absolutely. That. And then I'm sure the food tastes better if you just really take the time to savor it. That's probably some research on that too.
It tastes better when you got time to taste it.
Right. And I think that some of that is about planning and being intentional, even about your times that you eat. Hey, Austin. So I don't know if you know this or not. I think we may have talked about this. I used to be a personal trainer and taught fitness classes. I've taught kickboxing, yoga, the step classes, the
right. Tell us
all
more.
Of that, right? Let me say this.
They're looking for instructors.
When I used to go to the gym, I'll be honest with you, I used to hate January because it was always so packed. And everybody has these New Year's resolutions and they rush, get those gym memberships and they're in the gym, which, happy people are fitness conscious, but what do you see as far as what's happening at the Y now? If you had a large influx of members, and then what are some of the programs and opportunities that you all are offering in terms of health and fitness at the Y?
I get excited when I get to talk about what I get to do at the Y. So excuse my excitement. But no, like you said, January is the month where everybody starts their new year, new me, and everything to join the gym, get excited, get fit, which is beautiful. And so knowing that that's the case, and a lot of people fall off maybe a month or 2 months after that, we have implemented a couple of programs. Of course, we've got our group exercise classes that are always, hands-on with our group X instructors. But for everybody who's joining now, we offer fitness consultations. And what that is not just like a body screen, but it's just more so like, what is your purpose for joining the gym, and what's your goal for joining the gym? And then based on that little short questionnaire, we try to cater their why experience to them. So I want to gain some muscle. Okay, cool. This is types of exercises you should focus on. Or I want to lose some weight. Okay, what's your weight goal? Okay, this is some exercise classes you can join into, or this is an optimal time for you to come work out, or is all the way down to like people are intimidated about the gym. Like, oh, I don't want to work out because there's too many people. We even offer them times like, hey, this is the time where we're like the least busiest during the day. So if you want to come in and work out at this time. So that's one thing we've implemented. Another thing we do, of course, is just our personal training. We do provide personal trainers. So if anyone wants a personal trainer, we can connect you with one that will set up a fitness plan for you, a fitness program. And then another thing that I'm in the process of working on trying to get up and off the ground is cooking classes. So a lot of times people talk about, I want to exercise, I want to do this, I want to do that, but don't know how to consciously eat well, or that they have access to healthy eating here in Selma. So with the classes that I'm trying to design is I want to be able to teach people, how to cook healthily, but also how to shop in Selma for the healthy things. Like you can have your rice and your vegetables and your chicken and make it taste good. You don't have to go to Pratt, but to go to the hibachi restaurant. You can make that in the kitchen. So those are kind of like a quick little tidbits of things that we have going on. But again, we are a very communal aspect, communal minded. Is that coming out right? We're very community minded. So anytime somebody joins the gym, we always tell them you're joining a family. So whether it be myself, whether it be Miss Morgan, our front desk people, we're always encouraging those. Hey, I see you working out today. Hey, I see you've been coming consistently. Keep up the good work. So like little small gestures like that is what keeps people coming back. And then of course, just little small things like that. So.
Yeah, that is so good. I'm glad that it's like wraparound services,
right?
Right. because it takes a comprehensive approach, and especially when you want to talk about the consistency and the sustainability of the weight loss or the muscle gain, that type of thing. I know when I used to personal train, people would ask, well, how do I lose this, or how do I decrease my stomach or lose this? And I used to tell them the best exercise you can do is push away from the table.
And a lot of people, when they hear the term diet, they get intimidated, like, oh, I'm scared, dieting is nasty, or the food's, it's like, no, like you can actually, like Michael Johnson comes in and he eats peanuts all day long. As big as he is, that's his diet. He eats peanuts and cranberries and stuff like that. And so it's like showing people these are healthy snacks that will fill you up during the day, and you're not as hungry. You eat a bag of chips, you're hungry 10 minutes later. You eat a handful of almonds, you're good for an hour. You're good for 2 hours. You eat a big old smoothie, you're good for the day. So just like alternative ways to eat stuff as well.
This is great. If you're just now tuning in, we're now in the middle of the conversation, but later after we're done, go back and look at the beginning of this live. There's some great information for you to get started on a healthy school year, a healthy year, as well as the school year too. This is January, not August, but nonetheless, it's still the same. And also, I just want to say, I feel like you were talking about me with the rice and the hibachi, but I'll do better, okay?
No judgment.
We're not judging anyone. Look, I love to eat there. When I get on weekends, like Ms. Evans was saying, I pig out. But during the week, I'm pretty strong. I'm like, okay, perfect. Gotta have my breakfast, gotta have my lunch, gotta have my dinner. But Saturday hits, I'm getting on the grill, I'm throwing some barbecue out there, I'm getting potato salad, I'm getting all of it.
This is great. Well, we look forward to it, and thank you so much. So I do have one last question for Dr. O. This is for you. And so can you give us some tips for our families that are, for everyone, but definitely for our families that are battling COVID exposure, some quarantines, and then some preventive measures that we all can continue to take to help slow the spread?
Thank you, Courtney. So we're going to look at it from two aspects, right? There's the at home, what you can do at home and how you can prevent yourself out there. I know we don't like to hear it, but you still got to put your mask on and keep distance. And the only reason is because the farther you are away from somebody, the less likely you are to catch it. And for some reason, this Omicron variant it just spreads like wildfire. Like almost everybody is at some point being exposed. So thankfully, the vaccination has helped a lot of people, which is why we're not experiencing severe hospitalizations like the first or second wave. And we're not, recording as much death. Mm-hmm. Don't get it wrong, we still have a lot of people in the hospital, but it's not as overwhelming as it was the first time because people are having what we call the sniffles, you're blowing your nose, the sinus congestion, the coughing, the feeling horrible, like you have a cold. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like the general symptoms that everybody is feeling. So it's a good thing because we have the vaccine and people have built that antibody. So now that they're coming in contact with the virus, they're having some symptoms, but then it's not as bad. Gotcha. So I tell them at home, some things are going to be your best friend. You need Tylenol. You need ibuprofen or Motrin. You need either Benadryl or Zyrtec or Claritine and Mucinex, Dayquil, NyQuil, Alka-Seltzer, cold and flu. I ain't advertising, but I'm just saying, load up on all of these.
My medicine cabinet at home.
Exactly. Now, the goal of all of these medicines, they're all just supportive medicines. Mm-hmm. They don't cure the COVID, obviously. Gotcha. And I tell people, it's a virus. It's going to run its course. You will feel sick for 5 days to 2 weeks. I'm not saying you're going to just be down, but you might not feel yourself until a while. So you got to give the body a chance to heal. Mm-hmm. But while your body is healing, you can take supportive medicines that help you feel better, kind of sort of faster. Mm-hmm. And no to antibiotics because it's a virus. Antibiotics ain't going to work for it. Mm-hmm. And no to steroids because you will still feel sick 5 to 10 days. So just brace it. And because we get a lot of calls, everybody want doctor to send them some antibiotics and some steroids. And I'm like, no, go take hot chicken soup and hot warm tea with ginger and lemon and honey. And
that's a trick.
Fuck up. You're gonna feel bad, but you'll be fine.
Yeah.
But at home, I recommend all these medicines because they just kind of help you get along. Mm-hmm. But while you're at home, the first thing is hydration. You gotta stay hydrated. Load up on Gatorade, Powerade, Body Ammo, and whatever electrolyte drink, Pedialyte that you have, because the key thing is to remain hydrated. That hydrated status helps your body heal. Mm-hmm. And then supplements, multivitamin supplements. Over the course of the pandemic, I have heard of a lot of, combinations. But I tell my patients, do what works for you. Some people like the ginger and honey combination, garlic, elderberry, turmeric combination. Some people go for the vitamin C, D, and zinc. Some do the B12 and the A and the E. Okay, you have my blessing. Whatever works for you, go ahead and try those combinations because it's all part of that homeopathic therapy that helps you heal, because there is no one cure. There's no one pill that is going to make you feel better tomorrow. So if you want to, invest in any of these supportive supplements, then you can do that because everyone has different experience. Growing up, if we had a cold, we always had lemon and honey. That was what my mom would give me. She would be like, here you go, drink this. And, we don't have hot chicken soup. We have pepper soup. We used to make this hot, spicy soup that by the time you're done with it, your sinus is going to open up because it's spicy. So you go,
we need that recipe too. Drop that recipe. That's the recipe we need.
So I recommend that hydration, the supplements, the supportive medications, and if possible, suspend a lot of the gatherings. I know we're tired of, staying at home. We're tired of just looking at ourselves every day. I know. If you got to go out, just make sure you wear your mask. it's not always going to be possible, because I think we're at that point where people are just tired and are just like, you know what, if I catch it, I catch it. Let me just catch it and get it over with. A lot of people come with that attitude, and it's because they're tired. And I don't blame them. There'll be times when I feel like I miss going for a hibachi. I miss going to eat something.
Got to get hibachi.
We all gonna be craving hibachi now. All of us want hibachi now, Austin.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Me too.
I'll show you guys how to make it at home one day, I promise.
Okay.
So yes, just and just like Dr. Smiley and Miss Evans have recommended, things that you can do at home, keep yourself busy, find the hobbies, find the things that you can do. But from the medical point of view, it's always going to remain the same. Sanitizing, washing your hands. We've actually had a decrease in other diseases just by virtue of hygiene. A lot of people are not coming down with the things that they will be sick from because everybody's washing their hands more and being aware. Now everybody's conscious of their immune system. They don't know what it is, but everybody's trying to boost their immune system. Whatever works for you. I'm glad that the awareness of you have an internal innate immune system that needs to be protected and viewed. So, and everybody's got to be on it, and we're going to be fine.
I love the way you say that, do what works best for you, because it really also reminds me of different stories that I've heard people share as far as their reaction to the vaccines. And even for people who have tested positive, experiences have been different. We've had some people who had to take a day or two off from work just because they were really tired or achy after getting the vaccine. And then other people bounce back and, and so it's going to be the same if you happen to test positive. So I really appreciate the fact that you said that, because everybody's experience is going to be different. But one thing that we know for sure is that the vaccine does help mitigate the symptoms.
Yes.
And, with the Omicron being as contagious as it is, I think it's more important than ever, if you have not gotten fully vaccinated and boosted, to consider doing that. And check out our website for information. We have a strong partnership with Rural Health and other agencies, and we share information from across the community as it relates to how you can get tested and how you can get that vaccine.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. This has all been great. So again, if you're just now tuning in, I'm looking at our Facebook Live and I see our audience tuning in. So if you're just now tuning in, once we're done with this live, please go back to watch the beginning and the full video. Yes, wait. Our panel, our guests, our roundtable guests have provided us some great information. And we are having a vaccination clinic today at Wallace from 10 to 2. So that's Rural Health. Thank you, Dr. O. So if you're listening, tuning in, if you know someone that needs to get vaccinated, or will this include a booster? Yes. So if you need to get boosted or your vaccination shot, join us at Wallace from 10 to 2. And again, thank you, Dr. O. I know we're crunching into some of your time with that. And so if you do need to step off, and thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to give a shout out to another roundtable guest that we have here, Ms. Cheryl Smetley from the Chamber. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you wanted to drop any information from the Chamber, you feel free to do so at this time. All righty. Thanks. Thank you. And thank you for coming. So, Doc, if you have anything else, or if our guests want to leave us with anything else, we're nearing the end of our roundtable discussion.
Yeah, and I would love for each person to just share one thing. Our theme for throughout this space that we're in is doing our part every day. Be dope. So just in one little summary sentence, tell us how you're being dope. We'll start with you this time, Austin. How you being dope?
Oh, one sentence, how I'm being dope. I think it, like what you're saying, just being consistent in what you're doing. Like if you have a goal, go for it and stay consistent with that. And then you find someone or a community to help encourage you through whatever that may be.
All right. Love it, love it, love it. Dr. O, I know you're dope.
Always be compassionate towards everyone, especially now when we're in this COVID pandemic. Avoid the stigma of positivity. It's a weird paradox, but everybody be scared of a positive person. embrace, well, not physically embrace, but be nice to each other and support. Ask, how are you feeling and how can I help? Don't go say, stay away from me. Don't do that. Don't chase them away. Be warm and welcoming and find, give virtual hugs, give virtual hugs. But if you've got to buy a packet of Halls and throw it in their car, that's being nice. But be nice and compassionate towards the people around you, especially those that are dealing with the COVID.
I love it. I love it. Be kind. Be kind. Dr. Smiley, how are you being dope?
I am being dope by doing my best to be consistent and taking care of myself and others, being self-aware of everything that I do, my actions and my behaviors, and also by giving myself and others grace.
I love it. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. So grateful for the grace. Absolutely. Miss Evans, tell us about your dopeness. You're muted. Your dopeness is muted right now, Miss Evans.
See, I'm being dope by providing laughs. But all seriousness, I'm that sounding board for others. I allow others to, call upon me when they need to vent, they need to talk, just, to have that safe space where they just feel like I'm free to just let out all my emotions.
I love it. I love it. And, and we are as Team Selma, we're being dope by doing this, by making sure we're sharing that information, by engaging with our community and keeping everyone updated on what's happening with Team Selma, and our dope leader doing our part every day, leader C-Dub does an amazing job of communicating everything. And I just encourage everybody, please check out our social media, our website. And if there's something that you're not seeing, let us know. If you need more information about something, let us know, because we are here for you. And just really excited and really honored to be able to engage and support our whole community and being dope.
Well, team, Doc, you kind of closed it for us already. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. If you want, we can end with our theme. You guys ready?
We should end with our theme.
Austin, you have to know it now, okay? You said hibachi. You've all gotten us ready to get some hibachi, so you better know this theme, Austin, okay?
just try to join in if you can. We're not gonna. We said no judgment, so we won't judge you.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Mouth it. The tip is you say watermelon. Right. Are you ready?
All right, let's close. Our theme is
one
team, one voice,
committed to
excellence. We are so grateful that you're all a part of our team. Thank you for joining us for Talk Soup Roundtable, and we will see you next time. Thank you for our guests for joining us. We appreciate you. Thank you.
And come see us at the Y.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come hang out with us.